And this time costs were imposed on that Pakistani military, as you say. You've said a very interesting thing. You said Pakistan was clearly losing. Why was it losing its air defense? Because apparently it has the Chinese Honky 16, the HQ-16s, it has the HQ-9B or 9P, if I may, and it lost a lot of radars, from the Malair Cantonment radar system to the Pasru radar system to the Rahim Yar Khar radar system. How did its air defense system just completely collapse and not launch a counter-offensive on the incoming missiles?
Well, they did launch retaliation strikes in form of missile and UAV strikes on India. But that is particularly marvelous performance was Indian air defense system and Indian Army air defenses. They have smashed, they didn't shut down all the incoming missiles. They didn't shut down all the incoming UAVs. Some have passed through, but they have shut down the mass of them. And with this, they have denied Pakistani ability to retaliate. If excuse me now for just such a strange example, if you come to my home and want to beat me, and I beat you and kick you out of my home, then you come again, I beat you again and kick you out again, then I've destroyed your ability to come to my home to attack me. And then if I go out and continue beating you outside of my home, this is what has happened now in this case to Pakistan. Then I've destroyed your deterrence, I've destroyed your aggression, and I am in superior position to you. And this is exactly what has happened in this case. It means Pakistan has sent terrorists. Terrorists were okay, they were successful, but eventually caught or killed. Then India hits back, Pakistan hits, it has shot down 4 Indian aircraft, but in grand total, it doesn't matter. Why? Because when Pakistan then attempted to retaliate against India, this UAV strikes and missile strikes were all defended by Indian air defense.
Absolutely.
Moreover,
so
then you have the combination. Sorry, just to complete this.
Please.
Then you have this combination of electronic warfare systems and Indian UAV strikes, which has demolished at least the most important systems of Pakistani air defense. And to this, Pakistan has lost control over large parts of its airspace. It had to pull back its own aircraft away from the border because they were not supported by ground-based air defenses anymore. Because this air defense system was, you cannot fight a war with just ground-based air defense system or just fighters, jets. You need both of this tightly integrated to create a bulb, so to say, over your country.
And in your appreciation, how severe are the losses that Pakistan may have suffered in terms of holes being punched in its airfield in Skardu, and to that losses of air defense system all along, from Punjab province to Sindh province? How serious are the losses?
I don't know precise figures. I cannot tell you they have lost so many aircraft or so many ground-based air defense. But also because, look, most of these losses, especially when it comes to ground-based air defenses, are temporary nature. You hit a radar, and 24 hours later or 90 hours later, it's repaired and it's back in operation. But for the duration of the Indian operation, these assets were not there anymore. It means they were whether knocked out or damaged or whatever for long enough not to matter anymore. And when you turn off the radar, when you turn off the air defense system, when you force the Pakistani Air Force to withdraw from the border and to get back for 200, 300 kilometers deep into Pakistan, then you have achieved your aim. And the aim is to have the freedom to target whatever you want inside Pakistan, and this aim was achieved. So this automatically means, I said, you don't need to know we have destroyed 15 or 20 or just 2 Pakistani aircraft. It doesn't matter, but you have the freedom, and this was evident through Indian air strikes and missile strikes into Pakistan, which were hitting their targets, while Pakistanis weren't. So the situation was getting ever clearer and clearer. And at some point in time, I said, India then opted to start striking nuclear storage facilities. And this means this is game over, because Indian generals are always cautious, overcautious. They are conservative in their mindset. They were always holding back because their political masters were always ordering them to hold back. But in this case, all of a sudden, look, there is a video, Mushaf Air Base, nuclear weapon storage complex, boom, directly at one entrance, then another explosion directly at the other entrance. This means that these generals in New Delhi felt so safe. It is safe to strike such targets. And this means Pakistan is defeated. This is a clear-cut victory for India. It's as simple as that.
What does that mean for Pakistan's its entire doctrine when it comes to the use of nuclear weapons, that nuclear bogey? Has that been called out? Does that still remain a major threat? And officially, India has denied targeting the Kirana Hills, while they have accepted that they targeted Sargodha, and there were images from that satellite image that you've studied very well of the damage to the runway, to the cross section, and I believe certain other assets at the Mushaf Air Base.
Look, Pakistani strategy was that of deterrent. And this is why they were boasting, and they are still boasting. We are super powerful, invincible, never defeated, blah, blah, blah. And our Air Force is the best on the world, and our pilots are so super, and so F-16 and GF-17, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. But India was determined and courageous enough to switch its doctrine and to say, okay, now we are going to call your deterrent, and we are going to check it, how good is it. And then it hit the ground-based air defenses, and it was immediately clear, something is not as good with these Pakistani armed forces as the Pakistanis like to claim it was, or they are so good. So yes, as you said, they have called the bluff, and it turned out this Pakistan is by far not so superior and fantastic and so tremendously super equipped and trained and ready as Pakistan was trying to convince everybody for decades. It's as simple as that, really. And what else is there to say? I mean, regarding this nuclear storage facility, and the Indian Air Force didn't know about it. By all respect for the generals and for the government in New Delhi, I mean, you don't put vegetables and sweets into an hardened underground facility right within the complex of a major air base in Pakistan. So it wasn't also flat screen TVs, nor cars. So it was something else, let's say this way.
And